We're going to unbox and take a look at Unmatched Stars and Stripes, which is the newest set from Unmatched, which is standalone and also an expansion because everything in the Unmatched game system can be played together. This takes American mythology, some American pop culture, and American people, and makes them fighters for the Unmatched game. Let's take a look inside the box. But first, the rear side of the box. Unmatched. In battle there are no equals, anyone, anywhere. Unmatched is a fast-paced game of tactical combat between unlikely opponents. Pick your favorite hero, choose a map, and use your hero's unique deck and abilities to win the day. You can mix up heroes and maps from any Unmatched set. Face new challenges and find fresh combos, dozens of possibilities await, and more with every new set. Because what makes a game great, besides adding to it constantly? I'm just kidding. Please give me more Unmatched. In this set, we have John Henry. The steel-driving man lays track faster than a steam-powered drill. When he works up ahead of steam, you'll hear that cold steel ring. Also available is Rosie the Riveter. Freedom XK2 is online, engaging Cavity Magnetron. Wendy, secure that whiz-bang. We can do it. Then also is available George Washington. With his network of Culper spies, you'll never be sure what Agent 711 is up to. Is this the big attack, or is it all just a ruse? And finally in this set is Wyatt Earp. He's a marshal and an outlaw, and when he fans the hammer, the bullets start flying. With the crack shot Doc Holliday at his side, justice is served. Aside from those 4 heroes, the contents of this box are 125 cards, 6 health dials, 4 miniature figures, 5 sidekick tokens, 10 railroad tokens, 4 upgrade tokens, 4 ruse tokens, 1 double-sided game board with instructions. Alright, and let's just skip over the whole cutting it open and peeling the plastic back. Alright, and opening the box initially reveals, I'm going to guess, the instruction manual. That's usually what's first. Oh, little Unmatched, keep this for reference product in several languages. Wow, this game comes in more languages than I thought. There's that. Then we have Restoration Games' little advert booklet. Every game deserves another turn. Ooh, I wonder if they have the advertisement for Unmatched Hellboy in here. Nope, not yet. That's the next set that's coming out. Then you have the core rules here, which show you how to play the game. And there's various artwork in here. And again, this core rulebook is used from, I think, Battle of Legends Volume 2, but it doesn't really need updating. But it's got some pictures from the different sets in here. So, again, the core rules, they don't need to be specific to the set. They can just be reused, which I appreciate that they still keep them in here. Then you have the set rules, which I believe there was a mistake and they forgot to describe how secret passages work, which are returning from Cobble and Fog. So if you have the Cobble and Fog rules, you can look up how secret passages work. They work the same way. But you got your breakdowns of the fighters. George Washington, espionage. I believe he was a fan-made deck, and they just liked it so much that they designed a box around it. I think one of the others, maybe John Henry or Rosie the Riveter, was also a fan-made set, but that's why Stars and Stripes exists, is because they love those so much that they wanted to put them in a cohesive theme. Then we got the steel-driving man, John Henry, Wyatt Earp, and how they all work. Beneath that, the token sheet and the health dials. Oh. It's the bottom of his health dial. It's like, what is that? And then you have the ruse tokens, which interestingly look a little bit like the one-eyed pyramid on the dollar. And then you have more tokens. Looks like Rosie the Riveter's upgrades, health dials, and the reverse side of that. Then you have the map, which on one side is the Alamo. So you can fight at the Alamo. And also on the other side, where better to stage a battle than the White House? So take your fight to the Oval Office and beyond. Now we'll take a quick look at some of the cards just by how they are in the box, and it looks like Wyatt Earp is top left, so we're going to start with him. I also noticed that during a lot of videos that people film, they always say we when it is I who is doing the action, and I know I'm guilty of it too. It's just a strange thing. We're going to do this. We'll do this. I will open these cards and show them to you. Well, first we have Wyatt Earp and his ability, Showdown. After you attack and win combat, choose one effect. You cannot choose the same effect twice in a turn. Draw a card, gain a free action to attack, and move a fighter up to one space. I probably will choose that second action quite a bit when I play as him. And as usual, I don't like too many spoilers, so we're only going to go through a few cards at random here. First is going to be whatever this is. We've got Better Swear Me In, and got You Just Gonna Stand There and Bleed. And finally, of course, I'm Your Huckleberry, little Doc Holliday. Next up, we will take a look at Rosie the Riveter. And she has Wendy the Welder as a sidekick. You have 4 upgrade tokens. Start the game with all 4 inactive. At the start of your turn, activate an upgrade. At the end of your turn, if all 4 upgrades are active, deactivate all of them. Okay, so she varies how she plays. And we'll just lift up here. Technological superiority, because, you know, Rosie the Riveter built a mech suit. Momentous shift. And another example here. Well, we can do it. That's a classic propaganda drawing. Is it really propaganda? Next up, we'll take a look at George Washington. George Washington has Espionage. Start with 4 ruse tokens. When you attack, you may use a ruse token, placing it next to the card. Before your opponent chooses whether or not to defend, they may discard 1 random card to remove the ruse token, which I'm assuming the ruse tokens do more. We have Sabotage. After combat, oh yeah, the ruse tokens will do special things. Ugh, that's going to be punishing to the opponent. Allies everywhere. And Agent 711 or 711. Then we have John Henry. I originally thought a Paul Bunyan versus John Henry set would be neat, so I'm glad at least one of them has made it to the game so far. And we have John Henry's ability here. Steel Driving Man. You have 10 track tokens. At the start of your turn, summon a track token in a space in John Henry's zone. When you move John Henry, do not count spaces with track tokens. Oh, that's kind of cool. That will help catch up to people like Bruce Lee and the Invisible Man who move along the battlefield a lot. Now, I know Invisible Man gets a bad rap for not being very good, but I have a friend who knows how to play him quite effectively, and it's annoying. So, we'll see how John Henry does against him. Taking a look at some of the cards here. 12-pound hammer. After combat, if John Henry used at least 4 passes this turn, you may place a fighter in the combat in any space with a track token. Don't know why I read that one and not all the others. Then we have Bring Down the Mountain. And finally, Cool Drink of Water. And of course, inside you have your health dial, plastic clips. I also got a pre-order special, so this isn't something that will normally come in the box, but I got the foil cards here. There's one for each of the fighters, and it's just one of their cards in a foil. So gather information, 18-pound hammer. We can do it. Oh, that one's cool. And then got Wyatt Earp's Gunfight at the OK Corral. These are neat, and interestingly, they smell, okay, this is going to be weird. They smell just like new school books that I would get when I was younger. I was homeschooled in Christian Liberty Academy. One of my favorite parts of the school year was getting my new books because they were always fresh and smelled good. And these things smell a lot like them, specifically the Christian Liberty Nature Reader books. That's That probably won't mean much to many people, but it's very specific to me. Then you got your sidekick tokens, starting with Doc Holliday, Wendy the Welder, and old Culper Spies for Gurge Washington. And using George Washington and Rosie the Riveter as an example here, if you don't know how sidekicks work, if they're multiples, they usually only have 1 hit point each before they're eliminated, but sometimes they have a reference like Wendy has 7 hit points. And now, taking a look at the miniatures as they are from left to right in the box, we start with Wyatt Earp, George Washington, Rosie the Riveter, John Henry. That was a quick look at Stars and Stripes, the Unmatched game system's newest set. Comes with 4 fighters, so if you're ever curious to see if George Washington and his buddies in this box could go up against the likes of the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, the Ninja Turtles, various Marvel characters, Medusa, Shakespeare, Doctor Strange, and YouTube sensations, the Brothers Murph, an unofficial official expansion, like Japanese folklore, Tomoe Gozen, and Bigfoot, Robin Hood, and other fighters of the like. You can expand your Unmatched game system and fight them, because I always was curious if George Washington could beat up Bruce Lee in a fight, or if Muhammad Ali could take down the Velociraptors. This is your way to play that out. And if you're still not quite sure what Unmatched is, let me just give you a very quick example. It is a tabletop skirmish game where 2 to, I believe right now the maximum is 4 players, can engage in team play or free-for-all combat where the last fighter standing wins. The goal of the game is to eliminate the main hero of each team, so sidekicks and stuff. Once this one is eliminated, the sidekicks just fade away. But you play your attack cards, you play your defense cards, you can scheme, you can gain actions, you can subvert, you can divert, and you can mess with the rules of the game through your cards, so the game is never quite the same, and learning each fighter and how they play is an adventure in and of itself. This game is very good, in my opinion, so give it a shot if you like this type of thing. It was also designed by Rob Daviau, one of the original designers of HeroScape, so that goes into the mythology, the historical, and the other things in this game, just folk tales and stuff, the themes all meshing together. Really up my alley. I'm glad that this game was pointed out to me, and I look forward to supporting it as long as it is out. Give me more.